Hello out there, my fellow Killing Floor 2 players. Gaffer here. Thank you for joining me again in this sort of mini-series where I'm discussing the various perks of Killing Floor 2. There's recently been the release of some DLC, the Incinerate and Detonate DLC, which includes two new perks, the Demolitionist and the Firebug. So today I'm going to be talking about the Demolitionist, just a few tips for you guys that are new to the game or new to the Demolitions Man and just want a few tips, odds and sods of information for the game. So yes, enjoy the video on the Demo Man. Alright, so let's get down to it, the Demolitionist. So this first tip is pretty much going to be an outline of just how to use the weapons generally with the Demolitionist. They're explosive, obviously. So if you've played any FPS before, what you'll find is if you've used any rocket launchers, anything like that, you want to aim for the people's feet rather than their body. Because if you miss their body, then the shot's just going to fly off to the left, to the right, and it's going to be pretty much harmless. Whereas if you aim for their feet, and you miss a direct hit, you're going to find that the explosive splash of the weapon is going to do damage anyway. So it's pretty much a surefire way to make sure that you're going to land a hit. With the grenade pistol, it spreads out, I think it's 7 explosive pellets. They do impact damage, but they also do splash damage, and the splash damage is enough to kill most of the sort of small Zeds if you hit them with sort of 2 or 3. Generally what you want to do is head off to the left or to the right, because the Zeds come at you in a conga line, and instead of them doing a conga, we want them to do the dance of separating into several pieces and flying in different directions, and we want as many of them to do that at the same time as possible. So step off to the left or right and basically just shower their ankles with the explosives, and you'll have a nice gory display of them flying up into the air, and you'll generally be able to get sort of between 2 and 4 kills if you go off to the side rather than just hitting the first one right in the face. When you switch up to the grenade launcher and the RPG, pretty much the same thing you want to be doing is hitting the floor near the biggest group of enemies that you can kill. So again, you don't want to be hitting that lead zombie that's coming for you. You want to hit right in the middle of that pack. So if you can see a whole group of zombies forming, they're all coming around the corner, wait for most of them to sort of, head around the corner, and then you want to hit the wall to the side of them, or the floor right by their feet next to them, to try and kill as many as possible. Because I mean, with the grenade launcher, and especially the RPG, you can get upwards of sort of 10-15 kills with one shot if you place it really well. With the rocket launcher, the RPG, generally you want to be kind of saving some of the shots for the big Zeds, because it works really well at taking out big Zeds, but I'll talk about that in one of the later tips. So I spoke about ammo conservation briefly then, and this kind of ties into my second tip, which is utilising all of your weapons. Now, sometimes when you pick up the bigger weapons, you just want to continuously use them. Once you've got the RPG, you kind of want to be lazy and just kind of let the shots go and just destroy everything. But what you really want to be doing is conserving some of those shots for the big Zeds, because if you run out of shots before you finish the wave and you've got flesh pounds and scrakes coming in, you're really going to shit on your team if you're missing out all of that firepower when they start coming. So it's always good practice to just switch out to the appropriate weapon. If there's only a small group of enemies coming at you, switch to your grenade pistol, shoot their feet, take out 2 or 3 of them in a row, and keep doing that. It's much more useful doing that, and then when you see a big group, utilising your grenade launcher or your RPG to take out, like 10 enemies in one go. It's so much better for your experience, and it's so much better for the entire team in terms of what you're killing and keeping the whole situation manageable. So yeah, utilize all the weapons. Don't be afraid of switching out to your pistol every now and again. What you're going to find is when the sirens start coming, you can't use any of your demolition's weapons anyway, because they effectively defuse any of the explosives in the area. What you can do with the sirens is wait for them to stop screaming and then take your shot, but you do have to endure, a full cycle of them screaming. And even when they finish screaming, I've found that when I try and hit them with an explosive, it defuses it anyway. So I don't know if that's a bug or whether it's more of a latency issue or, a combination of the two. but sirens are your worst nightmare as a demolitionist because they defuse all of your weapons. So yeah, don't be afraid to switch out to your pistol, shoot sirens in the face. Same with husks. Husks seem to take quite a beating from the demolitionist. You'll find that you'll have to hit him pretty much 3 times directly with the grenade pistol. That's going on my level 10 demolitionist, so I'm not speaking for a brand new player, but it's going to be either 3 or 4. And yeah, you can kill the sirens as well with the grenade pistol with 1 shot directly up close, but you have to wait for her to stop screaming.
Spend freely. Things are about to get serious.
My third tip for the demolitionist, and this kind of applies to really any of the classes in the game, but more so for the demolitionist because he spends so much time reloading, and that is, remember, you can melee with any of your weapons. By default it's the letter V on the keyboard. Just hit that and you'll take a swing at a zombie. It's going to cancel your reload, but if you find that you fired off a bunch of shots and there's still 1 zombie or 2 zombies left and they're close to you, maybe one of the clots grabs you or something like that, and you're in a bit of an awkward situation, just cancel the reload and just punch him in the head. If you get a good shot, you'll take his head off, just like shoot him in the head with a pistol. So get used to the way the melee attack works, because it is useful to try and land a headshot every time, because it's basically a guaranteed kill. And you know, it stops gore fasts from running, it stops the clots from grabbing you, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, remember that you can melee with any weapon in the game. So my 4th tip for the demolitionist, and this really carries across to any of the classes, is help with the healing.
It all helps, Gov.
You don't have to be the medic to heal your teammates. You've got the syringe. If you just hit 4, you can get up close to a teammate and you can heal them. Your syringe recharges quicker if you heal a teammate over yourself, and you get dosh and experience for healing your teammates. So all in all, it's much more positive to heal teammates. On top of that, what I would say is you can get hold of the medic pistol. It only costs 200 dosh, and it only takes up 1 slot of your inventory, which is actually perfect for the demolitionist, because his RPG and the grenade pistol all together in your inventory add up to 14, so you've got that 1 slot. And you know, what's better than having a medic pistol? You can keep your teammates alive, because sometimes, you know, your team's going to get spread out. If there's some large Zeds that have kind of made everyone run in every direction, or especially when you're fighting the boss, it's really handy that if your teammates don't have direct contact with the medic, you can just, you know, whap out the medic pistol, fire off a couple of healing shots, and make sure that your teammates stay alive. Okie dokie, so my last tip with the demolitionist is pretty much just going to be a general outline of how to handle the large Zeds and the boss. Now, everyone pretty much handles the boss in the same way. I mean, he has a certain animation cycles, just make sure you hit him at the right time. You don't want to be missing your shots against him. But with the large Zeds, you pretty much just want to be going for like a left-right goodnight combo, 1-2 combo against the large Zeds. So you want to throw down a TNT, wait for the TNT to go off, and then fire an RPG at the same time. So you want to get as much burst damage straight away before the large Zeds kind of charge, because all of the large Zeds, they're pretty much docile almost until they get near to someone or they've taken a certain amount of damage. So the Scrake has to take about 50% damage before he, you know, goes mental with his chainsaw. So if you let your teammates kind of do a bit of damage to him, throw down the TNT, and then hit him with the RPG at the same time the TNT goes off, hopefully you should kill him straight away.
That is a lot of blood.
With the Flesh Pound, it's going to be a little bit harder because they have a lot more health and they charge quite early. So again, I mean, you're going to be doing the same combo. It's throw down the TNT. As soon as the TNT goes off, hit him with an RPG, and then you just want to kind of maybe throw in another TNT and just keep hitting him with RPGs until he's down. So when you reach level 5, you're going to be able to get a perk that allows your TNT to go off on contact with Zeds. Now, I'd always go for this one rather than the extra grenades for your teammates, because, you know, generally your teammates don't tend to actually really pick them up, so it doesn't matter too much. Maybe in the higher difficulties, in hard and in suicidal, that kind of thing, people are going to appreciate the extra grenades. But generally speaking, the utility of being able to throw a grenade directly at the large Zeds and it exploding straight away is so much more useful. So again, you can go for that left, right, good night combo and just throw a TNT in the face of a Scrake or a Flesh Pound, and then hit him with an RPG and just keep throwing TNT and hitting him with RPGs, and you should take them out pretty quickly. Now, this combo is pretty much going to be the same for the boss. If you don't have the on-contact TNT, I'd say the best time to throw TNT is when he starts throwing his grenades. So he kind of stays in place whilst he's throwing grenades. So if you throw the TNT down, then you should be able to get maximum damage there. Or when he goes to grab someone and sort of he does like a healing thing where he sucks the energy out of one of your teammates or even yourself. When he's doing that, throw down the TNT then, and hopefully when he comes out of his red shield phase, you should be able to get the explosion on time to do maximum damage then. When he is shielded and he's got the red shield, don't hit him with anything, it's just a waste of ammunition. He has like huge damage resistance when he's got that red shield up, so there's basically no point in hitting him with RPGs and TNT. Just wait for the moments for that to dissipate, and then, you know, start hitting him with those direct shots from the RPGs.
Good.